I'm gonna warn you. If you like Disney Channel, you might not want to watch this video. So Disney Channel, Nick, I don't care what it is. If you like any of those, I might not want to watch this video. Just don't watch it. I'm telling you, be ahead of the time. That won't make anybody mad because, yeah. These last few years, I've grown older, and I've seen plenty more things go downhill. So here's a couple of crap that I've seen go down. One thing that I've seen go downhill. Disney Channel, Nick, all those supposedly family friendly channels that have been just ruined to the core, destroyed, terrible programming, not even funny. Forcing your jokes out isn't funny. And the shows, they don't seem like they're trying hard enough to make an effort. Like, they don't seem the way they were back in the day. I might not have been alive back then, but I heard it was good. Well, I've seen episodes from way back when, like in the heydays of all these channels, these kids family friendly channels that are supposed to be good, but now they're all terrible because I've looked on some of these channels and there's nothing but these shows that are supposed to be funny, but then they pull out this is I don't know, this is just terrible. I don't know how they got their programming this bad when they were really, really popular back in the day. You'd think it'd get them way more money. You think they still have a lot of money right now, but they probably do. But no, they bring out this really bad programming, which is just back in the day. I mean, SpongeBob. Like, I remember watching SpongeBob. It was terrible back then too, but I heard it was better. It was better, but I can't really judge that since I haven't seen the older episodes, so I'm not gonna go into that. Because if I go into that and be like, no, you don't know. So I'm not gonna go into that. But the programming nowadays is just like this laugh track. The laugh track is just, it needs to stop. It needs to go. I mean, it's too much. Just the laugh track. They're trying to force a joke out. It's not really humor. It's just like forced humor. Like the new cartoons they have out nowadays, it's just, I'm not gonna mention anything because I really don't really want to mention because I'm But anyway, there's these really old, really bad animated shows nowadays that just don't have any soul to them. They don't have any like message behind what they're doing. It's just, back in the day there was always a message behind it. I've learned that there was always a message behind it. Hey, ever heard of Hey Arnold? If you heard of Hey Arnold, if you grew up with that, I wish I grew up with it. But if you grew up with that, you'd know that there was always a message behind the show. Even if it wasn't blatantly showed right there on the show, there was always a message to be conveyed. Like about friendship and about like family. But nowadays it's just blank. I don't know. It's not. It's kind of soulless now. It's just slap an animation together and write a soulless script. I mean, some of them, don't get me wrong, I've seen some jokes that are kind of funny. I mean, here and there, but not way back when. From what I heard, it was way better. But nowadays, it's just soulless. Like, I remember having a VCR when I was little. A VCR that had like Cat Dog on it, the Powerpuff Girls and all these other the older Scooby Doo's, and they're really good. They had really good like. I'm not trying to be a vintage like one of those guys that vintage entitlement, but like it's really, it was really good back then. Like, Cat Dog was really good. There was um, Courage the Cowardly Dog, which was a pretty good show. Now they kind of ruined it a little bit by making it a little too like to where like making it to where like they polished the animation too much. In my opinion, they polished it because back then when the animation was like kind of really beginning, like it wasn't like from their animation. It was like it looked better from way back then because the Scooby Doo's look way back better then too. But they hate the all these other shows that had like these kind of like people say they're bad animation. I don't think they're bad animation, but it was really good, really good. But nowadays it's just not really no message behind it, and that's an issue that needs to be addressed. I mean, there needs to be some kind of like message behind what you're doing. Like if there's no message, it's pointless. I mean, you can't have some kind of a joke and expect it to be funny, and it's like it makes no sense at all to make something and then I mean, you're trying to entertain people. Really, what you're doing is just entertaining the 6-year-olds and the 7-year-olds, and there's I'm not gonna say any names or anything because I don't really want to get in trouble for it. But I don't know if I will. But it's just gotten to the point where it's just falling apart. The music industry, everything is just falling apart. The music industry, TV industry, a little bit of the gaming industry, from what I heard. A little bit of the gaming industry. Don't really know much about that, but I do know much about the music industry, which is for another video. But it's just falling apart. I mean, there's really nothing like can be done with about it. I don't think. But as long as there's more people like being open to what's wrong with the thing, I hope they're open to fix it. I hope they're open to add some meaning to these shows that like these dead shows. I hope they like the laugh track needs to stop. I mean, if we got a really good genuine joke, yes, give a laugh track. We'll laugh with you. But if you got like a stupid raw joke, like something from like it's really bad jokes. Like if you got a really bad joke, don't leave, like you want the show to be popular, then put some really good jokes in there. I mean, who writes the jokes? That's what I want to know. Who writes these? The writers? I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about them, but whoever I don't know. I mean, whoever writes these shows, I think they could really use some help. Like